getting sick of my videos yet? If you are, well, obviously don't listen or watch them. But I just want to continue talking about what it's like to be a paraplegic, and one who writes books as well. And this one is more about being paraplegic and less about writing the books. But it writing the books, writing the books the way I do, writing fiction is you have to imagine a different world. You have to imagine different people. You have to imagine things from a different perspective. And these things, they help me grow, and all of my books have helped me grow. Writing books from a girl's point of view, for example, a teenage girl, uh, helped me understand things. So I thought I would talk a little bit about imagination today. I call this one "Imagine This." Uh, so try this. Go to your dining room and sit in a chair, one of your dining room chairs, and drop your credit card on the floor and try to pick up that credit card from your seat, from where you're sitting in that chair. Just try to do it. And harder, my hands are numb. Numbness is kind of, I'm not just simply paralyzed from the waist down. I have problems with my hands and everything too. So now imagine picking up that credit card with numb fingers, and trying to pick it up so you can barely feel it. You can barely reach it. You have to worry about falling out of the chair. So imagine that. Or try picking up a dog water bowl. Go up to the dog water bowl, and our dog gets a pretty big one, and he went in for a veterinarian thing, and he's supposed to not get water. So I went to try to pick up the full water bowl from the floor. Couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I leaned over. I tried to get it. I mean, you can only use one hand because you need the other hand to hold on, and plus you have to do it from the side. You can't do it from in front. So everything that I try to pick up, I have to do from the side. And I have long arms. They're a few inches longer than they should be for somebody my height. And I'm just glad I wasn't a T-Rex. I'm glad I didn't have short arms. But even with my long arms, things are out of reach. Or now, imagine you're sitting in a chair, and you can put wheels on it if you want to. You're sitting in a chair and you hear a tornado warning, and you hear alarms, everything's blaring, and you can't go anywhere. You can't get into your tub. You can't get downstairs. You just hear these things coming at you, and this has happened to me twice in the 5 years that I've been paralyzed. The first time I got a new roof out of it. The second time it tore up 3 pine trees, that would have been in the house and in my property since I moved in 30 years ago, and a red maple tree, and it just wiped them right out. So tornadoes aim at me, and those aren't even the only ones. I've had tornadoes in my life before. When I was in Kalamazoo, a tornado went right over my house and missed us missed me because I was on the side of a steep hill, and it landed literally 20 feet away, and then it went down to destroy the middle of Kalamazoo. So tornadoes, they aim at me. But 2 in the last 5 years, climate change, yeah, I think it's there. So another thing to try to imagine. Try to imagine changing your pants, without being able to move your legs at all. And just try to get your legs into a new pair of pants, and try to get it over your butt. If you can't lift your butt, you have to do everything by rolling to the side and everything. So it's you have to use just your arms, and you can't participate. Nothing else can participate with it. You just have to try to do it. Or imagine being in a wheelchair and having a drink in your hand, and then your dog wants out. And I did this yesterday. I was dumb. So I'm trying to let him out, and if you have one thing in your hand, you have to go first to the left, then to the right, then you have to move the drink, and then you have to scoot forward about 5 inches, and then move the drink to the other hand, scoot forward another 5. I know you're saying put the drink down somewhere. I don't know why I was being boneheaded about it, but took me quite a while to let him out. Good thing he's a good boy and didn't go, on the floor or anything. But another thing, it's very, very scary about being in a wheelchair is, I live in an area, we live in the northern Illinois uh, part of the world, and it gets icy. And imagine if your wife went out to get the mail and slipped on the ice and fell. I could not go out and get her. I hate that. I really hate that. Another thing that happened to me another time, sitting in a chair. So now imagine sitting in your chair, and so go back to your dining room chair, and go in your dining, and sit underneath your smoke detector, the one that's on your ceiling if you have one there, and then imagine that smoke detector goes off. Now think, how can I reach that smoke detector? And then meanwhile, your dog's freaking out because even though he's a mighty pit bull, he was scared to death of that noise, and he just went outside until we could finally handle it. I could never reach the smoke detector, and my wife was out right then, so he just sat outside looking at me. I just tried to comfort him as much as I could, sitting at the door, and until my wife got home and was able to take care of it. Other things, watching people like marchers, people that are protesting, marching, they're walking. Although you occasionally see somebody in a wheelchair with that, but again, these people are walking. I wish I could march. Or zombies. Watch Walking Dead or something, and hear these zombies. They're dead and they're still walking, and I'm alive and I'm not. Uh, and I mean, I wish I could even do this zombie shuffle. I would live with that if I could do it. One of the bad things about TV too sometimes is you'll see somebody in a wheelchair, an actor, and the actor then is somehow miraculously recovered and then stands up. It hurts. It hurts to see that. I had trouble watching the Olympics, swimming and running, because I was a swimmer and a runner, and those were taken away from me. So imagine watching somebody do something that used to be part of your life that you can no longer do. Um, then my hands are affected, as I said. So I've got the grip of a 10-year-old boy or an 8-year-old girl, or maybe a really strong 8-year-old girl. So anyway, opening a box of cereal, I can open the box fine, but that plastic insert on the inside of it is a wrestling match to do it. Or even worse would be like the resealable containers for brats or something like that. There's very little, I have very little finger strength, and being able to grab onto that plastic and pull it apart, and then be able to get it all the way open. It's a bit of a workout for me. It probably takes about 5 minutes for me to do it, but I'm able to do it, and I see it as a little bit of a workout, so it's worth doing. But imagine your hands are. If you want to try to kind of imagine what my hands are like I can't feel temperature on my right hand, for example, and here's somebody who used to type 75 words a minute, and now my fingers just don't like it. Uh, but anyway, imagine your fingers are cold and frozen from being outside, and then try to do something, using dexterity to do it with your fingers when your hands and fingers are numb. So imagine that. Um, Imagine going to the front door and sit there in your dining room chair, put that by your front door, and then try to get a package from your front door into the house. Give it a good shot. So that's a lot of imagining for you to do. I don't have to imagine it because that is my life. That's what I'm living with now, and it's amazing how much I had that I lost. It's just all the tools and everything I could work with. I don't touch any tools anymore. I had everything. I had tools for everything. I built decks. I I've roofed a couple of houses. Um, just always, always
was able to do things, and now it's just difficult for me just to bring groceries in, and just it's an amazing thing. But anyway, that is my life now. I just thought I would share that, and I will, because I will do my commercial break now. Even though I am paraplegic and in a hospital, or not in a hospital, in a wheelchair, um, I'm still doing one of the things that I like, and that's creating stories. And I've talked about this one, and this is Cave Mannerisms, comedic stories from the cave, and there's a lot of funny stuff in there, and you should give it a shot, and check me out on Amazon Kindle. And if you want to look at my website, go to my website, see what else I've written. It's www.normcowie.com, COWIE. Thanks for listening, watching, being there, and I hope you can walk. I really do, because this is not something I would wish on anybody. All right, take care. Thank you.